There's a bird in Chandler's Farewell, My Lovely. She's across the table, feeding Marlowe a line smoother than silk, polished, practised, the whole 9 yards. Most mugs would buy it, but Marlowe, he's got eyes sharper than broken glass. He sees the flicker, the little hitch in her rhythm. No fancy machines, no shrink talk, just hard miles on the LA pavements. Learning the oldest trick in the book, the space between what they say and what they mean. That's the real gig for the hard-boiled egg, not the lead slinging or the smart talking. It's seen through the song and dance, and I'm telling you, this ain't just for dime store novels anymore. Job interviews, tangled romances, backroom deals, sniffing out a lie is rarer than the honest politician these days, and worth just as much. Epictetus said it best. You've got 2 eyes and 1 mouth. You should listen more than you speak. What gets me about Marlowe's racket is how it sidesteps the cheap parlour tricks the TV grifters peddle. No bogus micro-expressions, no sweating bullets. His game is simpler, and it's one that I've learned to play. Start sceptical, then wait for the slip-ups. Chandler sets it up early in The Big Sleep. The world's a stage, and everyone's got a part. Riches, good looks, a silver tongue, just more costumes to hide the goods. And it ain't cynicism, pal. It's a lay of the land. In the crooked town, everyone's got an angle. The question ain't if they're going to lie, but why. And if it's going to mess up my case. This baseline dirt is gold. I don't assume innocence and hunt for dirty laundry. I assume a performance and wait for the real show to start. When some Joe spins me a yarn, I'm not hearing the words. I'm dissecting the whole damn structure. Does it hang together? Any loose threads? Does it sound like a memory or a lecture? Marlowe's best weapon ain't flashy, and that's the beauty of it. It's the simple hustle of checking for consistency. Someone claims that they were on Venus at midnight. Marlowe doesn't jump down their throat. He lets them roll, asks a few more questions, circles back to details. Then the kicker. He nudges a little inconsistency, maybe on purpose, maybe a slip. Then he watches. In The Little Sister, Marlowe pulls this stunt till the paint peels. A suspect swears they never met the stiff. Marlowe drops a detail only someone who had met the stiff would know. The suspect either corrects him, bingo, they know too much, or swallows the lie and looks like a chump who ain't even followed his own script. Either way, the deception lights up like a neon sign. I've borrowed this trick. It works because the lies are overloaded. They're not just remembering, they're building a fake world, acting the part, dancing on eggshells and trying not to spill their guts. Toss in a little wobble, and they're forced to choose. Fix my blunder and spill the secrets, or let the lie stand and get caught with their hand in the cookie jar. The mental gymnastics gets too much, and the mark slips. We're not built to lie. It takes effort, and that effort is visible if you know where to look, and where. Marlowe's tuned into what Chandler calls acting, the theatrical side of the con. In Farewell, My Lovely, he keeps clocking people, playing a part. A dame too cool, a guy's anger that feels like it came off his shelf, a confession that sounds more like a speech. I see the same stuff under the harsh glare of everyday life. This is where Marlowe's method parts ways with the pop psych quackery. He ain't looking for jitters. Honest folks sweat. Smooth operators are cool as cucumbers. He's hunting for the mismatch between the feelings and the face. They tell you they're gutted, but their body's singing, I can't wait to get out of here. They claim rage, but their voice is as calm as a librarian. These are signals. And the big takeaway? Real emotion ain't neat. It's a mess. And don't follow a script. You get stumbles, contradictions, real doubt. Someone faking it. They're too perfect, too smooth, too dialed in. They're rehearsed, and a rehearsal always shows. The Marlowe hustle translates. Job interviews. I watch the candidates who's rehearsed every syllable, not because rehearsal's bad, it ain't, but because it can hide a lack of real answers. When they've claimed experience doesn't sync with the gritty details, I know I'm already ahead of the game. In the dating scene, Marlowe's skepticism might sound like a bit of a downer, but it's a shield. Early on, everyone's putting their best foot forward. The question ain't if they're lying. Usually they're not exactly. But if their shiny package is going to hold up. Their stated beliefs bumping against their actions. Their claimed passions fizzle out. That's the gap between the show and the real deal. Negotiations. This is where the Marlowe method shines. A guy sweating bullets to look cool is probably drowning. The one who stumbles, "I wanted X, but really I need Y," is often more honest than the guy with the perfect story. I've learned that tight consistency can be a loaded gun, a rehearsed lie, a little wobble. That's often the sound of the brain actually working. And what makes Marlowe's angle work, and why I keep leaning on it, is you don't need a degree or a special decoder ring. Just pay attention to the silence, the pauses, the corrections, the moment the story hits a snag. These aren't communication breakdowns, they're glimpses into the real machinery. In The Long Goodbye, Marlowe's last hurrah, he nails it. He's not hunting for the smoking gun. He's watching for the moment the story crumbles under gentle pressure. He asks questions not to trap, but to find the weak spots, the places they're trying to hide. Here's the real Marlowe lesson. Reading lies ain't mind reading. It's reading the cracks. It's knowing that people under the squeeze, lying or just plain scared, show it. I've taught myself to spot those fractures and what they mean. So now, it's time you stop lying to yourself. Hit that like button, comment and subscribe for more insights. Then, get outside, watch people, be creepy. Listen to what they say and how they behave. Does their body betray the lie? The most honest part of a person's body is their feet. They tend to point in the direction they want to go. Chandler built Marlowe as the straight arrow guy in a crooked world. But his real superpower? Seeing past the smoke. In a world where everyone's putting on a show, interviews, dates, deals, this skill is your ace in the hole. The Marlowe method ain't about being a cynic, though it can lead you there. It's about paying attention to the inconsistencies, the gaps, the moments the narrative falls apart. It's knowing the real life is a mess, feeling ain't clean, and the surest sign of a lie ain't a twitch, but a story that doesn't quite add up. In the end, Marlowe taught me this. Spotting a lie ain't about some deep psychological dive or reading body language. It's about listening hard, asking the right questions, and trusting what the gaps in the tale tell you. It worked for him on the streets. It worked for me on the table, in the sheets, and in the back room. Down these mean streets a detective walks, not a saint, but sharp. And in that sharpness, I found the power to cut through the lies and find what's real.